Good morning, afternoon, and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela. I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady, and welcome back to this week's Whips, Bits, and Chat. Cripes, I've been busy. I've got a lot to show you and a lot to talk about today. But before we start, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please do. It is free. And it means that you won't miss out on any videos coming up. Also, don't forget, hit that like. And if you fancy sharing, that would be appreciated too. Right, come on, let's get through these titles and then I can tell you all about what I've been up to this week. First up, we'll do the videos that you may have missed this week. There was only the one. I've been pretty lazy with the videos, I will admit, but it has been far too hot up here to record anything. Today we're hitting 17 and I thought, do you know what, I'm going to run up and do Whips, Bits and Chat now because it's only like 8 o'clock in the morning, so fingers crossed I won't be sweating buckets by the end of this. But watch out for the cheeks getting redder and redder and redder. It's not sunburn, it's just where I get so hot. Right, so the only video that went out this week was the Granny Hexagon Blanket Dress tutorial, part 2. Now this is 2 of 4. So it is for this dress here. Now there is a written pattern that is available over on Ravelry which covers this dress and the top as well, so you're getting the bonus pattern, and there'll be a link in the I button and of course a link in the description box down below that will take you straight over to that if you wish to purchase that pattern. But what else was it? Yes, also check the description box for discount codes as well, because at the moment I'm running a discount till the end of the month on all of the patterns over there. So if there was a pattern that you've been keeping your eye out on, like I'm thinking, shall I, shan't I? There is a 20% discount on it until the end of the month with the code word RED. That's a capital R and the rest lowercase. Okay, so make sure you pop that in the into the code section on Ravelry before checking out, because I can't do anything once you've checked out. Okay, so remember the code word RED. Okay, so that is it for the videos for this week. But as I said, I have been busy. The weather's been hot. The weather's been lovely this week. So I cracked out some boring plain cotton yarn. That's all right. I've been dyeing stuff now. I've got quite a few hanks that I'm going to show you today. I am selling these, but I'm sorry to say they're only for the UK crazies because postage out of the UK is disgusting. It's the only way to put it. You're paying more for postage than what you are for the yarn. So if you're looking for hand-dyed yarn, I would suggest you go more local because, as I said, I'm not paying asking you to pay £18 for 100 grams, and for all I know it could be more now because I know they've just upped their prices again. And that is a disgusting price for postage, it really is. But here we go. I'm going to start off by showing you the ones that I finished dyeing up this week. Yeah, it's a small bag, and there's actually more downstairs, but I might save them for next week because I've got a feeling you may get bored. Or skip this bit if you're not interested in hand-dyed yarn. Or, of course, you can't purchase it. I fully understand, but it's always nice to get your feedback. So even if you're unable to purchase it, I would still love to know which of the colourways you like the most. or even put them in order of the ones you like. I don't mind. Right, so not only that, some of these haven't got names yet either. Right, I've got one set. Now this is going to be a bit strange. Now this is actually a set of minis, and there is 7 in the set, plus a 100 gram of one of the larger of this colourway, but in a larger 100 gram. It's all on a DK base, okay, and that's 100% cotton. Now there is one colourway, 100 gram of each of the colourways, so it is a case of first come, first served when it comes to purchasing, and you being able to choose the colourway that you like. What I will be doing is making a separate video up later, which shows the dyeing process of the whole set, and at the bottom of that I'll put which ones, what they're named, and that'll be included in the video as well, and which ones are left, basically, hopefully. Right, so here is the set. Sorry for the crinkling, it's just the bag that they've been put in. There we go. So these are the minis. Now this set is all based off of a 1980s TV program here in the UK, and as I said, there'll be a video coming out later on in the week showing you these in a lot more detail and explaining my thought process behind making them. So as I said, there's a 100 gram of each of these as well, but it's on a first come first serve, and there is 7 packs. Is it 7? No, sorry, there is 5 packs but 7 colour choices. I knew I'd get there in the end. Okay, so today's ones, or should I say the beginning of this week, I posted a picture up on Facebook that showed a shoebox with coloured yarn in it. And I've had one crazy say, oh, I absolutely love those colours. Now, it didn't show all of the colours. I'm going to put it like that. It didn't show all of the colours. Now, it's turned out that the set is a fade set. So you've got some darker, 2 dark ones and then 2 lighter ones, because I double layered the yarn. And they've got slightly different colours between the top layer and the bottom layer. Now, the picture only that I've put up here, or here, depending. Let's go this way. Right, so the picture that I've put up here was the one that I put on Facebook, and it only showed the top layer. So are you ready to see? Now, these have got a piece of white yarn around them that has knots in it, so I know which one's which, as in 1, 2, 3 and 4. So that I didn't get confused when I put them up on the drying rack. Okay, so let's see if I can get these in order. Where's me? Oh, I can't find that one. Okay. Now, all I've done is taken these off the drying rack and rolled them straight up. I haven't done this whole making sure that you get all the colours or trying to arrange it so it looks pretty. I haven't done that, okay? I've literally just grabbed them and hanged them up. If you wish, there will be, of course, better photos coming up, but hopefully the light in here is enough for you. This is the set. Oh, and it's a set of 4, and as you can see, they do fade. These are the darker 2, these 2 are the lighter 2, but they all came out of the same set. So let's have a look at the dark set first. Okay, so we've got some yellows, some nice bright pinks, oranges, blues on this side. I'll come over, and we've got some mix of colours here and mix of colours up this end as well. So that is hank number 1. Now, ideally I want these to go as a set because they're going to work really well in an item. But here we go. Here is number 2. This is the second dark one. Again, that side we've got a lot of mixed colours there. We've got some extra colours coming in on the yellow. So we've got yellows and burnt oranges. We've got some purple in there. some pinks and some blues. Okay, so those are the two darker ones. Now we're coming on to the lighter. If I just lay it up next to each other, you can see what I mean. That's the dark, that's the light. Okay, so again, I love the mix of colours. There we go. And the last one in this set, the purples are more lavender coloured now, to give you an idea, but the pink there is still popping. It's popping. And then we've got some burnt oranges and some yellows mixed in on this side. Hold on, let's bring it into the dark side of the room. There we go. So that is the first one. And yeah, I did have fun doing these, and you'll see that with the videos that will be coming out. Okay, next up are these two. Now this one hasn't got a video because, how can I put it politely, I set it all up and the camera went clonk. So I've had to use my husband's camcorder to record the rest of the videos, and this one was the first one, so there's no actual video evidence of me making these. But here we go. It's not as pink as it's showing up on screen. It's more of a coral. I can't believe I said it. Sabrina, no. I'm just going to say that. No, not this one, Sabrina. It's not going to match. Okay, so we've got some corals, and we've got, on the base one, we've got brown undertones and some pink up this end, or some darker pink up this end, I should say. So let me bring that into the not so light lights. Okay, so as I said, it's got more of a brown undertone to it, especially on the dark section. And then the lighter section is mixed coral shades, so we've got some lighter and some darker coral sections. Oh, this is really hard to do without it bleeding out on the camera. But there we go, that's the two of them there. I haven't named these yet, but I'll put them in order in the description box and of the video, and then we'll have some names on them. Now this next set, I love these, and I would definitely say it's part of a floral range. I just haven't named the floral range, and you might recognise them because I've done a similar colourway last year, but not exactly the same as this. Now this has got a dark pink and green mix. Now these all look completely different, because as I said, when I was hanking them up, I just took them off the line. I didn't line them up exactly the same. So each of these have been hanked slightly different on the loop. So of course, when I take it off, there's a loop of yarn, and the end started maybe at the 9 o'clock, and another one started at 6 o'clock, and the other one started at 3 or something like that. So that is why these are all looking slightly different, but they are all exactly the same. Well, give or take exactly the same. They all dyed at the same time with the same dyes. Okay, so I love these ones. To be honest, this batch, I've only got one colourway that I don't like, and I've already shown it to you and I've not told you which one it was. But yeah, that's this one. And then the last set of this set, you will definitely recognise this colourway because I've got them sitting up the top, and I've decided if nobody likes them, I'm going to add them to what I've got and make myself something. That doesn't mean that you don't have to buy it if you don't like it. Now, up on the shelf, the ones up there are slightly darker. And what have we got? We've got two versions of this one. Up on, let's go this side again. Up on the hook, as I said, it's slightly darker, the one up the top. And then we have a plain blue version and a plain, is it a pink? It's a dark, I would say it's a vintage rose, that sort of vintage rose, and it goes dark and light. Okay, so in total there are the 3 hanks in this set. You've got the mixed, and then you've got one of each of the colourways. Okay, so again, there will be a better photo that comes up on screen. So that is what I've been doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So yeah, I've had lots of fun doing that, although yes, as I said, I've broken my over-the-top camera, so I'm going to have to get a new one. I'm not going to tell you how, because my husband might watch and then he'll know. So I'm not telling you. Email me if you want the goss. Right, and then another thing I've been doing is I attempted to do some knitting, but I stupidly picked up this where is it? Where's the pattern book? There. I showed it to you a couple of weeks ago. Please remember, this is a crochet channel. Please don't leave me. I love you, and crochet is back on the menu. Don't panic. Because I decided I was going to do this top, possibly in the short no sleeves version. I hadn't decided. It would depend on how much yarn I had left. Now, I'm new to knitting. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say I'm new to knitting, although I am wearing the top that I've designed myself. But I'm new to knitting. This is a very simple top to do. We are talking, if you were as a crocheter and you knew how to do singles and doubles, you'd have been able to make the item. Right, this is knit one row, purl the next. There's only 2 stitches in knitting. And just colour changes. Okay, so that's why this top, in my opinion, was easy to do. It was the top that I learnt to knit on, if that makes sense. I always have to have a goal of something finished, and this was it. Well, it wasn't, it was the black and white one. Then I had to make this one to try and remember how I did the divides, like the V. Yeah, writing out patterns in knitting is very confusing. But anyway, getting back to it, I'd knitted about 4 or 5 repeats of this pattern, so I'd done a decent chunk, and I've put it down, and I've gone off and managed to crochet something, was super happy, but went back to the knitting a couple of days later, picked up the pattern, started working on the row I thought I was on. Turned out I hadn't marked the last row I'd completed, and I didn't notice for a few rows. Now, with crochet, it's easy to rip stuff back. You've only got one loop that you've got to concentrate on, whereas with knitting, every loop is live on your needles. I think that's how it's said. I don't know. Well, I tried undoing it, because of course I've had practice at undoing rows that I've mucked up. But with that pattern, there's lots of stitch changes, so you're jumping between knitting and purling, and then on other sections you're not dropping stitches, but you're moving stitches out of the way, and this, that and the other to do cabling. So when it came to picking it up, I was like, right, okay, there's one, like every other row is a solid row of stitches, so I'll rip back to that point. I had no saving lines, I had no nothing. So I ripped it back to what I thought was that row and tried to pick up the stitches. And I managed to do it, and it was fine. I thought it was fine. So when I went to do the next row, it turned out some of the stitches I picked up the wrong way. So I thought, right, I'll rip it back to the next solid row down and try again. So I did. Picked up all the stitches, knitted it again, realised I'd done the same thing again. So ripped it back another repeat. I'm giving up. Do you know what? I've given up. All the stitches are on the needles, but there is no way they will run the right way. So I'm going to have to rip back all the work completely to the beginning again and start again. And I'm looking at it thinking, I'm not keen on knitting, it takes too long. Yes, the items that we are made with knitting are so beautiful and in most cases very intricate, but the time it is taking me to make them is doing my name. It's like 4 days and you've got 3 inches and you're like, really? I've been knitting now for what, 20 odd hours and I haven't got anywhere. Whereas with crochet it's like 20 hours, whoa, I've got a front panel, it's brill. Yeah, so I know I've still got my nephew's Christmas present to make, so I suppose I really should start on that. But I also need to make sure I purchase enough yarn in the right batches, and on top of that I'm going to need to learn how to run a float that's more than 2 stitches and catch it and do all that stuff. So there's a lot more intricate stuff I need to learn for that pattern, because the evil toe rag wants diamonds in different colours. Why? I just don't know. I love you, but you're a snot bag. He's in his 20s, so I can get away with calling him a lot worse, but I won't do because I don't like swearing, do I, on YouTube. But yeah, he's definitely a snot bag. Now on to what crochet have I been up to this week. Right, I'm putting a call out now. I'm going to need testers for 2 animal bags. Okay, so it's the same, the monkey, like the monkey and the piglet. Okay, so I've got 2 bags on the way. The first one I've put down because I didn't like the colour choices, so I will have to pick that back up again. But my second one I'm loving. Now you're going to need yellow and you're going to need orange. There's a massive clue in itself as what it is. And I'm just going to show you a one part. Now you're going to need to be confident at amigurumi, because of course we've got the head, the arms and the legs that are in amigurumi, and they are all done. Sorry, I ran up the stairs so I'm out of breath. I'm so unfit. Right, the legs are done with the yarn under method. The bag is done yarn over. You will also need to go out and purchase the straps section, but I will give you details on that if you're the chosen. Okay, I'll also need some photographs of some of the sort of amigurumi you've done before, so that I know that you'd be confident in it to be able to test it. And of course, be used to reading written patterns. But here's the leg, here's the foot. I'm sorry, this is a cute bit, I love this. So yeah, as you can see, this is quite the foot section is very technical compared to some of the other patterns I've previously done. My idea is with each pattern I do something a little bit different that challenges you a little, or should I say challenges me a little bit more. So he has little feet and the base is quite flat, but the top section has a little extra couple of stitches in. That's a design. That's not a design flaw, that was purposely done so that it made it a little bit easier to attach the foot, sorry, the leg. So can you guess what it is? I don't know if I've got enough toes, but that's as many as they're getting. Okay, so yeah, there is your clue. Do I need to say any more? Okay, but yeah, I would absolutely love it if I could get 2 testers for this one. So drop me an email, that is in the description box and down below. You will need a worsted weight or an Aran or a 12 ply if you're in Australia for the main section. You can get away with running 2 strands of orange in a DK 3 weight or 8 ply, okay, but you'd be working 2 strands on the foot, not the one. So who's up for testing? Give me a shout. Email me. Now for the second bag, I'm not going to show you it yet because there's not enough of it done yet, and the pattern's nowhere near the point where it's at tester. It's being a bit of a moo, to be honest. Clue, it's a moo. Yeah, it's being a bit of a moo at the moment. My colour choices were not the best, so I'm going to reevaluate that before I show it to you. But on the one that I'm doing, the head that I'm doing for it at the moment, it's I've got enough of it complete to know whether it is or isn't going to work. I hope. So we'll just have to wait and see. And hopefully I'll be able to show you that in the next couple of weeks. In regards to testing though, ideally you would need to be able to give it 100% for about a week and a half, depending on how many hours you can put in per day. That's the only thing. But as I said, I'll chat about that a bit more with you one-to-one. So that's pretty much been it for me for what I've been doing crochet-ish wise this last week. And of course all the yarn and things. Now there is still some more yarn drying, which I'll show you next week. But basically keep an eye out for upcoming videos. We've got a nice surprise coming up. We've got the third in the set for the granny hexagon. If you're making that, send me photographs of your hexagons so I can see what your colour choices are, and also show me how far you've got in the project. Nobody's said that they're making it yet, which is a little bit upsetting, to be honest. A lot of hours went into that. But I can fully understand if you're on my side of the world, because it is quite a hot and heavy project, and the weather has been lovely this last week, so I fully understand that. But me Aussies, come on gang, it's getting into winter, and that yarn is available now in pretty much every mill end bin in Spotlight. So just go in and grab 3 bags. That will easily be enough, even if there's a couple of wayward different coloured different colours in there. With my 3 bags I ended up with 2 squares of a different colour that was in the middle of one. So it's a good idea to grab 3. That will cover you completely. Unless of course you're 6'12" and then go for another bag. But yeah, come on girls, get that yarn buying done, and start sending me in some pictures, because I just want to be able to show them off with everybody. Okay, so as I said, we've got a surprise coming up. We've got the third granny hexagon coming up, and hopefully if I've got enough time and it stays cool enough for me to be able to edit, you may even get a fun day die day. First one of the year. There may not be many, but we'll just have to wait and see how it goes. So that's what's coming up this week. Right, I'm going to head off now. I will see you all really, really soon. So remember, stay chilled, stay happy, and keep crafting. Goodbye, everybody.